Welcome, I am Mark, and this is by Divine Design. Today's transmission has already begun and is coming in quite strongly. As usual, the first thing it is doing is pulling your awareness into your own divine beingness. Pulling your awareness from any remaining ego or away from your mind. Pulling your awareness into this divine presence, divine beingness that you most truly are. And we're just supporting this deepening of awareness as the transmission moves through you. The energy is one of surrender, ever deeper surrender, letting go. So right now it's surrendering all thoughts, all beliefs about who you are, about what this lifetime is all about, what this world is all about. Just clearing those thoughts, those beliefs, surrendering to your own divine knowing. Beliefs are not required when you can simply know directly everything you need to know exactly as you need to know it. So surrender is deepening, surrender is loosening those belief systems. Everything you ever thought was true, everything you ever believed was true, your divine knowing wants to supplant all that, wants to just clear all of that out. It's all old data, old information, information based on the past. Your divine knowing is always now, is always in the moment, is always the most up-to-date, most true, most useful information to know. And there's no need to turn divine knowing into beliefs. There's the moment you register your divine knowingness for that moment, it's now in the past. It's already old information. So we're just showing your system how to receive your intuitive knowing, your divine knowing, moment to moment, and then to fully let it go, fully let it go, fully let it go. Let it pass on through like any other experience. All experience in this process of life is just meant to be momentary, to move through completely and allow the space for the next experience, the next knowing, the next feeling, the next sensation. So once again, the main transmission is one of surrendering everything, surrendering what has now become the past, and everything immediately becomes the past. As soon as it's registered in your awareness, it's already the past. Just helping this knowing to be integrated into your system, into every cell of your system, every layer of your mental grid work. So now this sense of surrender is moving into the heart chakra, surrendering all you have ever felt to be true, releasing even your most precious feelings and experiences of truth from the past, whether they were spiritual experiences or aha moments or traumatic moments where you deduced a truth which was simply just a belief in actuality. Clearing all these from your heart chakra, clearing all of these feelings of truth that were really just a momentary experience meant to be released, experienced and released, experienced and released. And now this energy of surrender is moving down into your third chakra, helping to soften and then to release all willfulness, all ways you deduced you needed to be willful. It's connected with identity. It's always you used your willpower to try to solidify a sense of identity, a sense of stability, a stable identity, and that's all a misunderstanding. The only stability in identity comes from your divine beingness. The divine is ever changing and ever the same. It's a paradox, but any part of your personality that came out of this willfulness of willing a stable, consistent identity is not needed, is not useful, is not fundamental or real. And therefore, we're helping it drop out of your system completely. Clearing all willed identities, all willed identities, all willed identities, clearing, 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 clearing. And we don't have to look at any one of them because we know they're all false identities. Not one of them is useful. The only useful identity is your own divine beingness, which can never fully, truly be identified. Again, it's simply a moment-to-moment experience and ever changing, ever the same. It's like waves coming in. Each wave is completely unique and different, and yet the overall form of waves is always essentially the same. So it's always the same and yet always different and unique. It's always being experienced uniquely. Even as divine beingness is always the same. Okay, so opening your whole energy field more now. Opening that central energy channel more now to allow life experience, the ascending divine force and life experience to move up through your energy channel. And like a waterfall coming down on all sides, all around you, forming one half of your light body cocoon. Bringing in some awareness of the descending divine force that comes down as if from on high, moving down through your central energy channel, and then curling up around you on all sides, creating the second part of your light body cocoon. These two aspects of your light body moving in opposite directions, but completely synchronized with one another. Building a sense of harmony and order all around you, out to about 10 feet in every direction, all around you. This first level of the light body becoming more and more coherent, integrating the dual effects of the ascending divine force and the descending divine force. And now building upon that harmony, just bring your awareness out to about 30 feet in all directions around you, to this level of the light body. Just notice, experience whatever frequencies and vibrations, patterns of light, light codes are circulating all around you in this level of the light body as we activate it, strengthen it, help you have a more direct experience of it. And once again, the primary energies are those of surrender. So the frequencies of surrender are setting up and releasing, setting up and releasing, showing you energetically how, like, the mechanism of surrender works. So a pattern sets up and then dissolves in surrender. A new pattern sets up and then slowly dissolves away in surrender. A slight expansion in the light body sets up, and then a slight contraction of surrender. Again, an expansion, and then a contraction of surrender. Now, in this space, we're going to help you to more fully surrender everything you think you know about who and what you are. Everything you think you know about your life, your future, your body, your mind, your emotions. We're just using these frequencies of surrender to help you get used to and to experience what true surrender actually is. So anything you thought you knew about your future is just being erased now. It's being dissolved. And all fears of that being erased is also being dissolved. And just let it go. Just let it go. You can imagine that you're holding your hands out in front of you, palms up, and in the palms of your hand are all you thought you ever knew about who you are, about this life, about your past, about your future, about your challenges. All of these things are just piled in the palms of your hands. And to surrender, all you do is flip your hands facing palm down and let everything drop. All you thought you knew, all you thought you experienced. And if some things are sticky and still are clinging to the palms of your hands, that's fine. You just stay in that open, relaxed, letting go posture. And your system will eventually help everything to become unstuck, help everything to become free, help everything to fall. Your duty is simply to release, to open, to let go, to surrender. And it's just an intention. Moving your hands from palm up, holding these things, clutching them, to moving your hands palm down and opening them completely and releasing. It's merely an intention. It's just that intention to release. And your whole light body is supporting this right now by continuing to fill with these frequencies of release, frequencies of surrender. and frequencies of welcoming whatever shows up, because that is also surrender, that is also release. To just welcome whatever's here, welcome whatever shows up. And letting yourself respond freshly, moment to moment, based on the divine knowing that is revealed moment to moment to moment. And it never needs to be consistent with the past. The divine knowing is full and complete each moment, this moment. This moment. It never has to be consistent with itself or consistent with your past experiences of it. Because they are past, they're no longer real, they're no longer fundamental, they're no longer useful. We're writing this into your energy system. So this awareness, this knowing, this way of being will simply now be part of your experience more and more and more as you live day to day, moment to moment. Expanding the heart more, expanding the heart into this deeper knowing, this deeper understanding, this deeper pattern of surrender, releasing, opening, releasing. Helping that integrate with these frequencies of surrender and welcoming and releasing that are operating in your light body right now, that are being pulled out and highlighted in your light body, which is helping to recalibrate your whole energy system, but most especially your heart chakra right now is recalibrating to these frequencies of surrender. So we're seeing pockets of resistance to these frequencies, and the pocket we're focusing on right now is precious. Anything well, they're memories and beliefs regarding things you considered precious. And therefore you're resisting letting those go. But again, it's a misunderstanding. The preciousness is only an experience within the moment it happened. And you can retain memories, mental memories of such precious experiences and understandings. But you can't hold on to the preciousness as an experience, as a feeling, as a felt sense, as a sensation. And the more you try to hold on to that experience of preciousness, the more you block any new experiences of preciousness. And that understanding is now allowing your system to let them go, let these blockages go, let go of the resistance to more fully surrendering your experiences and opening to the next experience and the next experience. Okay, expanding your energy system some more now that it's been reconfigured more and more along the lines of surrender. Allows more light, more divine information regarding surrender to come in to all of your chakras now, throughout your whole energy system now. Okay, we're tracking some blockages in your mental body related to well, in general, it's like the statement, but what about ... But what about this? But what about that? But what about this one? But what about that one? So it's a part of your mind that wants to question, like it's not willing to surrender fully until it's addressed all these individual sacred beliefs or just things you thought were definitely true about your life, your body, your mind, your purpose. Again, it's that same quality of precious. It's like these, in some way you decided these were precious beliefs and therefore you're more hesitant to just surrender the fact that they're of the past. They're lies now. They can't be true because they're the past. The past is an illusion. So clear, 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 clear. And they block you knowing the truth in this moment, knowing your highest truth, knowing the best truth that you could know in this moment. As long as you make these other ones precious and hold on to them with yeah, but kind of questions or attachments in your mind, you block out what's true here and now, what's your highest truth. The highest truth that you could ever have arrived at is the one approaching now, arriving now. It's always a better truth than any that you registered in your memory. And we're saying this primarily to your energy system until we see your energy system understands deeply enough that it begins to let go of the beliefs it's been attached to. And that's happening now. There's an infusion of more surrender into your mind now, into your mental body, into these belief structures. Because wherever you're deeply attached to a belief in your mental body, that creates problems in brain functioning. Physical brain, the way the mind can use the brain, it gets blocked, it gets filtered. Anywhere you have a strong attachment to a belief that this is true, this is true, this is most definitely true. Those are all beliefs. They're not truths. They're beliefs, and they block the flow of energy physically and mentally. And they cause aberrations emotionally. So we're just, all these ones that are coming to the surface right now, we're just clearing them. Clearing. As your energy system gets more and more willing to let them go, we're just assisting that happening. It's actually exciting to operate at this level because every moment allows a completely new knowing to come in, and that's exciting. It's exciting to always be receiving new knowing, new understanding, new knowing, and then letting it go. So an even newer, better one, more integrated one, more joyful one can come in. So we're showing this to your energy system, showing it how to operate in this free flow of divine knowing, divine being, and to let go of that old system of trying to create, willing yourself to create a solid, consistent identity based on all these solid, consistent beliefs that all is based on the past, all is the closed system that locks you down, that prevents you from living fully, that prevents you from using your brain fully, that prevents you from knowing yourself, your divine beingness fully. It all has to go. That old system of the mind of holding on to beliefs has to go. And we're assisting that now. It's a process. You've lived with this system of identity and belief your whole life. It could take some time to completely disable it and let it go, especially in the comfortable manner that we are doing it in. No disruption is required. We just help your energy system see the next step, the next step, the next step, so that it's comfortable and gentle and flows. Okay, integrating this now vertically from the root chakra to the crown chakra, helping all your chakras to recalibrate, reconfigure all around this new knowing, this new, deeper beingness. Both the ascending divine force and the descending divine force helping to integrate this in your central energy column and throughout your whole energy system. And the light body 30 feet out in all directions, also continuing with frequencies of surrender that are also supporting this process, while the light body is filling in and becoming more solidly a surrendered system. Surrendered meaning it follows moment by moment your divine beingness, your divine knowingness, your divine lovingness. Okay, and that's the next flavor of surrender they're bringing in. The main transmission is bringing in surrender to love, surrender to lovingness. So first it's a surrender to self-lovingness, to loving yourself unconditionally, completely, wholly, unconditionally, unconditionally, unconditionally. Loving all of who you are, who you've ever been, who you ever will be, loving all layers and levels of yourself. Your self-awareness, your self-knowingness, your self-beingness. Infusing with this self-love, this divine self-love. Every cell in your body, every system, especially the nervous system, being infused with divine self-love. And because the divine self is one, the boundaries of your light bodies have dissolved. You're rapidly expanding into this sense of oneness, of one beingness, and experiencing divine self-love from the level of oneness. All that is loving all that is loving all that is loving all that is, without condition, without limit. We will just sit in this divine self-love of the One for a few minutes in silence. Let it take you, let it have you. While this transmission of the One, loving the One, continues and deepens, we are assisting your energy system to attune to these energies, to release any and all thoughts that may arise out of the system during this attunement. To bring greater balance, especially between the masculine and the feminine within your system. As we continue to experience the One loving the One. would you be willing to allow yourself to know and be the one that you are, moment to moment, even as you experience your everyday consciousness? And would you be willing to allow yourself to experience ever more deeply the divine love of the One for the One, inclusive of all that is and beyond? And would you be willing to allow yourself to know, moment by moment, who and what you are as a human being, as well as a divine being, the One loving the One? Let yourself experience this now. And what if you could surrender to this one love, this one knowingness, this divine beingness even more? Would you? And would you do it now? And even more so now? What would it be like to love yourself even more now? And it's good for you to know that this divine love, this divine knowingness, this divine surrender, this divine beingness, unfolding moment by moment by moment, is transforming everything in your system to your highest possible timeline. physically, emotionally, mentally, financially, relationship-wise, resources, connections, inspirations, all being lifted up into this higher vibration, this more divine flow. More and more in your everyday life, you will have these moments. Let's call them divine moments. Divine moments that you are aware of as they happen. That just confirms this knowingness, beingness, lovingness. You'll just find yourself in a moment where there's a recognition, a realization of your divine beingness, being experienced, being recognized, being acknowledged. And before we start coming back, we're just going to expand all this even more. Expanding your sense of self, of beingness, of who and what you are, what your life is. Expanding, expanding. That expansion will continue eternally. And now we're starting to draw your awareness back towards your body, back towards your humanness in this lifetime, in this location. Helping everything you just experienced and received to find its proper place within your system. So that you can comfortably realize who you are here and now in this incarnation. It's pulling in and the golden white cocoon of light, an aspect of your light body, is pulling in to seal this in all around you, sealing in all the learning, all the growth, sealing it in and helping it to continue to integrate in your system. especially into your third eye chakra, your present levels of understanding, of knowing, of being able to receive divine knowing, integrating, aligning, recalibrating. As it reconfigures your mental grid work, and allows completely new possibilities regarding your brain functioning, your nervous system function, optimizing the function of your brain and nervous system, and your newly reconfigured mental grid work. And your divine knowingness. The transmission is pulling back now, softening. It never goes away completely, but it is softening. This session is complete. Much thanks to everyone who participated, all the angels, all the guides, gurus, divine beings, all the aspects of the One. Blessings.